Soviets and Soviets of the Red Army, how y'all doing? This is Colin Work.
I'm Ringroo, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we are in the middle of the map of Cell, and we got a couple of good players over here. Rang, who's in the pole position?
Oh, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Shaun playing as 44th guard Shloki, and he has a balanced income. And on the right-hand side, we have ourselves Metalface playing the 1st Polish Rifle Division, and also has a balanced income.
So now we have, dissent within the Communist Party. How's that going to look in terms of the matchup here?
So both of these are more infantry style divisions, of course. The Poles definitely have a little bit of the edge when it comes to the spam, but 44th does have T-3045, so it kind of evens out in a sense. But especially on this sort of map, it's gonna be pretty bloody when it gets to the infantry fighting.
Certainly seems that way. Actually, you have a lot of material being brought over here to the center position by the Poles.
Hmm.
I'm not saying they're really ignoring the North or the South, it just has a hefty amount being brought on in. And I
Yeah,
love seeing it.
it's a pretty good area to push through, as you got a lot of forest area to work with. And goddamn, I really do like this map a lot. It's a shame we haven't seen it all too often recently, but it really brings some great close quarter firefights out.
It certainly does. Now, we are going to see early PTRSs to the north. I'm trying to just note something. Ooh, wow. There's 9 Jeeps on top of each other going into the center position. Looks almost like a human centipede of Jeeps. Jeep centipede here. Superior PPSHs, Ognamachiki. They're flying everywhere. It's like a bunch of cockroaches.
It's that's a lot of jeeps. That is a lot of jeeps. Holy moly! And yeah, PTRS was having a fun time, yeah, for a second.
Holy moly. In the center, in the meantime, though, we're going to see a couple of Tanko Desantniki half-tracks trying to engage and move their infantry further forwards, but yeah, I would not want to be them or the Tanko Desantniki.
We've got a very early bombing run near the TU2, and that's going to be hitting, I think, the Zapori blob.
Sounds probably about right, yep.
Oh, good hit.
Good hits, but at the same time, weren't really quick enough to supremely affect that first initial engagement here.
Yeah, Metalface is bringing everything into his northern central position, and Shaun has managed to capture the town in the center, so he's king of the hill in that regard.
You might have gotten the town, but to the south, the true hill is being held by Shaun. For me, actually, I'm looking at the northern part. We are seeing a lot of these guard GPs and Superiors, and the Tango Desantniki, don't get me wrong, shoving back these initial poles. Even the Superiority. Again, guys, these are the ones that have the flamethrower troops. Probably one of the few massive squads of flames still on them. I have to be a little bit nervous, because now we have another TU2 coming in, probably going after that little pocket. And here it goes. Yep. Unfortunately for the Poles, a couple of T-70s being brought on in, not going to be enough. Not
Yeah.
going to be enough by a long shot.
That's
So the
just
infantry
real.
match, I'm sorry. Yep, sorry, please go ahead.
That's just real crazy. Just like infantry fights. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask, has this kind of developed as you envisioned initially here?
Yeah, it's just a lot of like infantry play and just like light tank play of T-34s and T-70s going at it against each other. But Metalface is starting to maneuver himself around up north. I'm actually quite surprised about how many half tracks are being used. Don't really see 50 cal half tracks a
Mm-hmm.
ton, to be honest, but they really do have their place if you know how to use them efficiently.
That's an interesting question. At Tango Desantniki, an explosion will happen. They're going to both freak out and surrender. And there's a huge gap. It's got to be, what, a kilometer or so?
Oh god, yeah.
No, oh my gosh, it's like a 3 or 4 kilometer gap in the Russian lines. And yes, we're bringing in more superior PPSHs, but this is still kind of rough to watch.
Yeah, that's a very good just breakthrough that Metal Phase has managed to accomplish so far. He just needs to try to get some more units up here and faster to really solidify it. I think he's going to get pushed back a little bit just because he doesn't really have a whole lot of substance up here, but he can at least hold a few parts, especially where like the Zapparoni blob is just south of that major breakthrough.
Yes, he can. Now, superior PPSHs don't know it's going to be enough to even shut back these light vehicles.
They have Faust. No, they don't have Faust anymore.
Nope.
It's the Satchel
Nope, no more
Chargers.
Fausts.
Or is it? They have
Oh,
the
no, no, no,
Faust
no, no,
and
no,
the...
sorry, no, these are the Fausts. These are the 60, the P60s.
Yeah.
Okay, so they will have Fausts.
Yeah.
But look at their deployment zone, I guess, at this point. Guard DPs, good call there. There's going to be an awful lot of extra maneuvering that's going to happen before they really get themselves truly involved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hopefully for Metal Phase, maybe what you can do is use this breakthrough to like try to hook his ray around north and shut down the Russian position on the northern hill. That's not going to happen now, it seems, because Shaun has a very good position by capturing the town. Like you said, the T-70s are kind of behind enemy lines, and that's not ideal.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't at all. We are getting a early, excuse me, not early, a T-34-76 trying to engage his T-70, and the T-70, I don't know if he's going to try to engage back. It's a rather plucky idea, but I would get behind cover, my friend.
Yeah, and that'd probably be a good idea. Well, yeah, okay. He manages to sneak himself into a forest, and that's a great position because he can just shoot stuff as it comes down the road.
As like this guard
Yeah.
DPs.
But
Very
he's
wisely
gonna get
get
bombed.
out. Oh, those guards are super lucky. The guards inside that M2 are super, super lucky. What the hell was that?
That was a bombing run from a TU-2.
I wasn't even paying attention to that either. Checking back into the north, the early lines of it from Metal Face have sagged quite a bit, but reinforcement of more of those, basically flame troops, the Otomochiki pole versions, are enough to plug the gap, and it is now the Russians who are looking a little weak.
Yeah. I gotta say, the mini-map, or just the front line in general, looks like a man coming out of the wall screaming.
Yes, yes. He looks like he'd be one of those, the Hanna-Barbera racing cartoons. The character from one of those things.
Yes.
Superior PPSH as well as a couple of Otomochiki are going to desperately try to force back the Superiority. But the Superiority, when they get close enough to toss out that TNT, I wouldn't want to be wearing any sort of flamethrower.
Exactly. And if those two-man squads, they just die to the TNT. It's dynamite.
I thought about going the whole ACDC route. I'm happy you did. And when there's smoke, there's definitely fire.
More TU2s up north.
Yep, and at long last we're seeing a yak going after, okay, not going to happen a whole lot there. Northern push is going to get bombed into smithereens. I don't know why this yak isn't turning immediately. Alright, whatever.
Okay, yeah, he's really determined to kill that TU2 in particular.
But it won't happen.
Oh.
Maybe now he's going to go for head. Yeah, now he's going to go for head-to-head. Whoa, interesting. The TU2 is still... He still got both of his bombs. Interesting. Oh, another Yak 1B coming in too. Okay, so we have the softball bombs being thrown on in. Officer to the north does go down, and Metal Phase continues to successfully pressure this northern flank.
Yeah, he's just getting out at good old Polish infantry spam. And that's how you play the pose. You got such fantastic infantry spam with that division. You can just pump them out for days. This is a map to do it on.
It certainly is. I laugh somewhat about the fact that there's down south you have an M42 that looks like it's this gun. Really is an M42.
Oh, yeah.
And he just wrecks anything that comes into his sector.
It really does bug me how it does look like it's this gun, the icon. Because the other ones don't look like that. I guess because it's a new unit technically, because it's a Polish one, but Eugene, please.
Yeah, fix that.
That
Oh,
really
the
does bug me.
yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of like I kind of didn't want to notice, but once you notice, you can't not notice.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is.
And we have what looks like a knee mortar, even though it's an 82 mil, on the
Oh
absolute
yeah.
northernmost approach here. Other than that, not a lot of artillery yet. Again, listen, the players that we've had this week, not supremely concerned with having that distance covering fire.
Mm-hmm. And for the previous match and this match, artillery is extremely useful because it's a lot of soft targets that you're dealing with these infantry-focused divisions. At the same time, Shaun has been using a lot of airplanes. He's just been using airborne artillery to give him that.
Certainly has been. In the meantime, more infantry being called on into the south? Yeah, maybe. Counterpunch, Otomochiki Superiors. I don't know if this is going to have the distance, though. It's awfully light. If you just keep running Ogdemochiki in, you can't plug the gap with two men.
Yeah, after like the first, initial breakout deployment, Okamachiki really do lose their row factor.
Mm-hmm.
Really need something a little bit more substantial, especially against Polish infantry spam.
Yeah, it's hard to appreciate just how devastating they are until you just run up against this wall of just screaming Poles.
I know it's weird. Like when I first saw the DLC come out, and, play the initial divisions, like the Polish rifle is terrible. It's just another Soviet infantry division, but Polish people. But no, no, no. You got so much more infantry. You so much infantry, and just what you take.
Yeah, it is certainly true. And probably the luckiest thing for Shaun right now is that the Ogdemochiki Jeeps are somehow all getting missed by the ZIS.
I feel like
Damn, the M42. See, it's going to continue to just bother me like
well,
crazy.
I feel like Shaun has like set up his deck, especially in A phase, to be more of like an A phase Rust deck with the Sapri PPSHs and Okamachiki and so forth. So he has a lot of good stuff for that initial rush, but he just does not have much, it seems, in terms of infantry substance. It's pretty bare. I mean, just look at Metal Phase. He's bringing out a shit ton of Shroki SVTs now.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, and then another follow-up wave. Actually, I think there was another series of vehicles I thought I saw coming in as well, but never mind. I guess I'm incorrect there. Um, so yeah, Shaun seems kind of all sizzle and no snap,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a shame. Now TNT on these T-70s, I was going to say I'm kind of fascinated to see how effective they are. Turns out, not very much.
Not at all.
Yeah, yeah, and those poor guys are trying to get close here, but all that's going to do is open them up to getting shellacked.
It does. You see how Shaun microed at Sapari to be behind the building, so they lost line of sight?
Hmm.
That's some pretty good infantry micro, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, that is certainly true.
That's some pretty high grade stuff.
Worth noting in the meantime, oh good, there actually are guards, there's non-Ogdemochiki and Superior material.
Nice.
Huge amount of guards to the north. That being said, there's an awful lot of flames, your Strelski's being back there as well. And another rush, yep, and two more squads and two more tanks, and it looks like now airplanes are even being brought on, and the IL-2s looking to reduce that central position. I think that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
T-70s do buy it to the south. That's unfortunate, but not unexpected.
Let's hit out those guard squads and then move up. It really just wants that guard squad dead. He does not like it at all.
Well, the T2 is going after the forest, maybe? A little light, I would think, but okay. I will say, I really do like Shaun's air power usage.
Mm-hmm. It's been pretty on point for the most part. But the problem is, for him, is that with Polish infantry spam, there's just too many targets. You have to pick off
Yes.
one by one. But air power is more for dealing with a very important target that you want dead now. But it's nothing really all that important individually speaking from metal phases.
Now I'm
And
fascinated. We're going to have the Ognomachiki, the Polish Ognomachiki, running on into this forest. And I was going to say, he'd be fantastic to come in and take on anti-tank gun and an officer, but he does buy it. Uh, but a new round of firefighting, in some cases literally happening to the northern forest.
oh yeah. Those guard TPs are a little bit pinned down here, it seems. We're also on the see a T-3045 being brought up. That's not. It's going to deal with the tanks, but not so much against the infantry.
Well, and the thing about this, too, actually going to see another bombing going to the south. Yeah, another series of bombing goes to the south. The almost inspiring thing about that, though, is that I didn't realize until now just how much utility the Sapirci with the flamethrower really have. The main idea behind them is that they're able to just draw fire long enough for other lighter infantry to come in and just kind of take their licks as well.
Yeah, it's a really good squad. And also, how most flamethrower squads are like only 4-man Sapuri flamethrower squad is a bloody 12-man squad. They can
Yes.
get in, survive being shot at, and then literally return fire.
And yeah, they just tank for days.
Mm-hmm. They got semi-automatic rifles, Khan.
Yeah,
Doesn't want, yeah.
they're scary mothers. And fathers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's bullet point this for a second. How could Shaun turn this back around? Is it possible to turn it back around, or are we pretty much just doomed?
Well, some mortars would be a good start, probably.
That's fair. That's fair.
And just more substantial infantry. I mean, he's starting to bring it back a bit, actually. If you're looking, I mean, before he's losing by a +2, but now he's brought it back to just a +1 loss, so it's not too bad. And he's bringing a bunch of guards up north. But yeah, I think there's probably more investment in artillery compared to air
Wait a
power.
second.
What?
T-34 just took out a T-34-85.
Oh,
That was weird.
the T-34 run, I guess.
Just very uncommon. Now the Strotsky takes out a T-34. Oh, jeez.
Holy crap, yeah, that is exactly what Metal Phase wants to be doing.
The
Holy
physics
crap.
are strong with this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the overall officer is down. All we have left is a ZIS-3 inside that northern approach. And yes, there are guys to the south of him, but they just lost that major officer. That is still something to be very, very concerned with.
Mm-hmm. We got the guard TPs finally being brought in up north to defend the town. And, they're going to at least hold it down a bit, but, Shaun really needs to be taking offensive maneuvers at this point. He's 3 minutes away from losing.
Yes, he is. And, I didn't really pay attention to it, but the SVTs have a very strange sound. It's like a pop gun. At least with the sound design of the game's like, I don't know. It's just very, very weird.
No, it is a little bit weird. So the sound effects are kind of alright.
Yes, sound design might be one of the weaker parts of this game.
Mm-hmm. It's always been like that, to be fair, since like the War Game series. It sucks because sounds pretty cool. But it does sound cool.
Is.
I also miss all the, British and Canadian and American voice lines. Because you could actually understand, yeah.
True. True. Now I just keep thinking of the Germans singing that random Panzerlied the entire time.
Or I'm not following orders. Or I was just following orders as one of them, I believe. For like a German officer.
Probably true.
Yeah. Yep.
Or I was just following orders, a completely different thing, but the same idea. Oh wow. We actually do have some ground fire here. I did not really even realize that the TU-2 was taking any sort of ground fire. Well, ground fire he is taking, and I don't know what he's aiming for.
I think he lost line of sight on his target, and now he's just flying around willy-nilly with
I
no
think you're
purpose in
right.
life.
Well, we see another one down to the south, and as we see this newest platoon of T-34Es just kind of roaring through the front lines, you can't help but feeling a little bit bad for Shaun right now, because Shaun has just been getting kind of kicked around.
Mm-hmm. Did not have the numbers to fight against the Poles.
Does not seem that way.
And this is also a very good map for Pose, to be fair. It's due to the close quarters nature of it.
Yeah, but there's got to be more to it than that. I don't know. In the meantime, though, we are going to see one last T-34-76 trying to stem the tide in the center. His turrets are already stuck. Zist guns have been brought on in, but they haven't done a whole lot. And as we are 70 seconds away from defeat, Metal Phase just seems to be getting higher and higher in terms of his conductivity. And, well, Shaun seems to be kind of getting more and more brittle.
Mm-hmm. I felt like Shaun really, depended on an early, rush breakthrough to really make something happen, and it just hasn't happened. OT-34 is going to be engaging down south.
Yep. And he's going to lose that first shot. Yeah. He's dead, and he knows it.
But there's a bunch more coming.
Yeah, but, to quote the inimitable Patton, the point of war is not to die for your country, it's to make the other bastard die for his.
Mm.
And it doesn't help when your driver's like, oh, I'm going to go and turn the other way, so that way he has a nice side armor shot.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking,
What
bro?
are you doing, buddy?
And the next one down the line is like, oh, yeah, cool. I get to be a target.
Yep, and then is this reason I have some time to get some shots off?
Oof. But regardless, Cell ends up going over here to Metal Phase rather significantly.
Mm-hmm. Pretty close in kills, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Same here. Same here. Shaun was, packing punches, man.
Well, and a lot of this trading is really just foot on foot.
Mm-hmm. It's a real infantry slog for the most part. Pretty good air power. Pretty good air power play.
Mm-hmm. And we're seeing a lot. I mean, if there are vehicles, a lot of the kills are condensed around a couple of specific units. But more often than not, who cares about vehicles?
Yeah, so especially on a map like this, you just really need the infantry in the right spot because it's all forest fighting. Infantry win forests.
That's true. And just remember, guys, in terms of these maps, only mortars can prevent forest fighters. Man. When I started that sentence, I didn't know I was going to get through that.
I'm impressed that you did.
Thank you, thank you. But folks, with that in mind, Rank, do you have any other thoughts?
More to the point.
We have more to the point, guys. We definitely need your replays. Like Rank said at the end of our last video, we definitely are looking to see more of your material. So if you do have something you want to kind of share with us, hit us up on Discord, hit us up on YouTube, wherever you watch the videos, wherever you talk to us, reach out. We'd love to feature some of your guys' strategies here on our channels. Any other thoughts, Rank?
No.
Well, folks, in
All
that case,
funk
then,
out.
what's that?
I'm all funk out.
That sounds like a great place to be. Folks, until next time then, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.